So as you're listening on today's podcast, there has been a big change. I'm working 2 jobs. Seriously, I'm trying not to sweat it. Speaking of sweating and making sure that I'm not smelling, you know me, I love me some Lumi. Lumi is such an easy whole body deodorant. It's designed by an OB-GYN to be used anywhere and everywhere. And this way, I am making sure that I don't have to worry about the dreaded BO. And you know what? There's a special offer here. Lumi Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, kind of like a mini body wash or the deodorant wipes that I was talking about, and free shipping. As a special offer for my listeners, new customers get $5 off a Lumi Starter Pack with code OVER50 at LumiDeodorant.com. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack when you visit LumiDeodorant.com and use the code OVER50. As you hear me say, sticking to a routine is really more important than ever, especially for me now that I have this new job, and a part of my routine is Vegamore. It's really for great hair, and it's a natural product. It's never been easier to get the results that I've been wanting. Elevate your hair wellness routine this year with Vegamore. For a limited time, get 20% off your first subscription by going to vegamore.com/over50 and use code over50 at checkout. That's vegamor.com/over50. Code over50 to save 20% on your first order. vegamor.com/over50. Again, code over50. Hey guys, back again. This is not the first time I have spoken about Bon Charge. It's a holistic wellness brand with a huge range of evidence-based products to optimize your life in every single way. My favorite product from Bon Charge is their red light face mask. Look, at 56, I'm more interested in helping with the wrinkles and the fine lines, but I mean, if you have stuff like sore jaw, eczema, migraines, acne, scar tissue, I mean, it helps with a lot of different things. Bon Charge will ship worldwide in rapid time. 12-month warranty on all red light therapy devices. Just go to boncharge.com/over50 and use coupon code over50 to save 15%. That's boncharge.com/over50 and use coupon code over50 to save 15%. Hi, welcome to this week's episode of Over 50 and Flourishing. You know, I always ask my guests generally at the top of the podcast, how do you plan on flourishing this week? Well, I have to ask myself that question. And I can honestly say that every single day that I've been here at Merritt Street Studios, because you now know where I am, Merritt Street Media Network, which is Dr. Phil's network, founded by him, I plan on flourishing by being a contributor to a show that I am a part of called Morning on Merritt Street. And every single day we are in there discussing the format of the show, the rundown, the types of stories we're going to cover, how we're going to cover, and there is such great team building. And I want to lift, encourage, and inspire my team. I want us all to be creative. I want us all to have synergy and camaraderie. And so that's how I plan on flourishing this week. I asked you guys when I recorded my YouTube video, which aired last Thursday, which was the big reveal where I could finally say what on earth I'm doing up here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I tried, I was racking my brain and I'm like, okay, talk about this, remember this, and this is how this happened and blah, blah, blah. But I knew that there would be some things that I would miss. And that's why I asked for you guys to throw out some questions for me in the comment section, just to make sure that I'm answering every question. There were plenty. Some things I did cover, some things I didn't, but I want to launch into some of those right now. And I've got them on my phone. The first one is, will there still be a Thursday YouTube video? Abso-stinkin-lutely. I am not giving up on that. You know, that's how I started on YouTube, was the Thursday video. And the Thursday video is a myriad of things. It will still be, as it has always been, beauty, hair, makeup, skin, lifestyle, you name it. I am not letting go of that. It is very much a part of who I am. I am always trying to think of different ways to bring that content to you. I mean, think about it. I've been on YouTube now doing that type of content for this year. It's going to be 10 years. So I can't do the same type of tutorial as I've always done. So what's different? Well, I'm older. My skin is older. My features are 10 years older. So how will I address all of those things now as a woman in her mid-50s versus in her mid-40s? That content is always going to be there. And I'm always looking for new and interesting ways to bring it to you. But I promise the Thursday video content has and will always remain the same. And I've, had so many questions ever since the podcast launched. And maybe this is a question in here and I'm already getting to it. But ever since the podcast launched, I've had so many women say, well, you're not doing it the way you used to do it. What's happened to all your old content? It's still there. So let me break it down for you. Thursdays will always be Thursday type content like I just listed. Monday will always be podcast content. Just because we've added that as a YouTube video to the YouTube platform doesn't mean that Thursdays has changed. It just means there is extra content for you there if you choose to watch it. You have a choice. Maybe the Monday podcast content isn't for you. You don't have to watch it. I hope that you do. I'd like to think it's informative. I'd like to think that it branches off into other subjects that might be of interest to you. But if, the Thursday tutorial thing is your jam, don't you worry, it's going to be there. And the next question is there still going to be a podcast? Abso-stinkin-lutely. That's not going anywhere either. So the podcast is Monday. It's on YouTube. It's on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Or again, if you want to watch it, it's on YouTube because we do shoot the podcast, as you're clearly seeing, in video format. So nothing is changing there. It's going to be a lot of work, as you can imagine, because it's going to coincide with everything that I'm doing here on Morning on Merritt Street. So it's going to be a long day. There were questions about that as well, and I will get to it, but I'm going to try my best to adhere to a very disciplined and structured schedule because, as you know, that's what it takes to get work done. You can't freewheel it, and there's got to be a lot of planning and scheduling, and I'm just going to have to figure that out as I start the morning show February 26th and have to manage those hours that come with it. And there was a question about that coming up. The next one, where can we watch? What channel, and is it international? So Merritt Street Media is Dr. Phil's network that is in partnership with TBN. TBN has another channel called Inspire. So it is my understanding, and this is what I'm hearing, that the Merritt Street Media Network is going to take over the Inspire channel, which is already on Dish and DirecTV. So there are many cable providers that already carry that, and you will already see it if you have cable. It will also be an over-the-air broadcast entity. It will also be streaming. It will be, an app. I have a lot of questions about that. Everybody in-house has a lot of questions about that. How, when, where. So I can promise you that by February 26th, which is when the news launches, when Dr. Phil goes live, we will be able to tell you exactly where you will be able to find us, how to get it. And, like I said, the expectation is to reach a very, very large audience from the beginning. So just like I said, stay with me. As more information comes out, I will point you in the right direction. These are the kinds of things that I will probably be talking about on social media because it's generally a step-by-step guide, and I want to be able to guide you as to how to find us. Oh, the question about international, not yet from what I'm understanding. Now, I understand now if it's streaming and if it's, an app, that opens things up. So I would say stay tuned to that. It may not be a part of the equation initially, but I know it's a part of the overall scheme and idea of what they would like to have happen here. Personal, is Oscar with you? And what does Styles think? Yes, Oscar is with me full time. He had been with me full time when I was in Houston. I think there was this misunderstanding or misconception that we had shared custody of the dog. The dog came to me. He's my boy, and he was with me full time in Houston, and he's with me full time here. And he absolutely loves it here. He loves the cooler weather. He loves hanging out outside. He loves his new home. So I'm very grateful for that. And Styles has been here too. Styles came to visit me the other weekend, and he too loves the place. He loves Merritt Street. I brought him up to the studios. He got to meet a lot of interesting people. He's proud of his mom, and he thinks this is a really, really cool opportunity for me. And And it's interesting because his college roommate is from this area. So he'll have an opportunity, just to hop in a car and come up and visit just because it's easy. And I joked with him. I said, with us living in different places now, I just think that when we're together, the time spent together and the conversations are just going to be so rich because, we're a captive audience with each other, and it's not like you're coming and going and all of that. And besides, the dynamic has changed. He's in college now. He's not a kid at home with me anymore. He's an adult, So anyway, but yes, to answer the question, Styles thinks this is super fly. Is Courtney still working for you? Absolutely. I couldn't do it without her. She is. She's my wing woman. She's my ride or die when it comes to all of this. I can't do this without her. It's everything is teamwork. It's like you will see with the Morning on Merritt Street show, and you're going to meet a lot of people that I work with behind the scenes. You're going to meet my new co-host when she comes. This is such a collaborative effort. The same thing is true for the YouTube work and the podcast work that I do. Couldn't do it without Courtney. I had told her initially, when I accepted the position here, they were interested in having her do social media for the morning show. And, she was trying to figure it all out. And I said to her, look, this is your journey. It's your choice. You will always have a job with me. We can do what we do with you in Houston and me here. Although now that we think about it, we kind of scratch our heads. Could we really have done that? Because I don't know. But I'm grateful that she decided to come. I think for her, it's a wild ride like it is for me to be a part of a startup. It's a lot of work, a lot of crazy hours, but it's also exhilarating. And she's with me, and she's settling in here, and she's making friends quickly. And I'm so grateful that she made the choice to do that, because I just, life goes better with my Courtney around. So as you're listening on today's podcast, there has been a big change. I'm working 2 jobs. Seriously, I'm trying not to sweat it. Speaking of sweating and making sure that I'm not smelling, you know me, I love me some Lumi. Lumi is such an easy whole body deodorant. It's designed by an OB-GYN to be used anywhere and everywhere. And this way, I am making sure that I don't have to worry about the dreaded BO. And you know what? There's a special offer here. New customers get $5 off Lumi Starter Pack with our exclusive code and link. All you do is use code OVER50 at LumiDeodorant.com. That's LumiDeodorant.com. Personally, they've got a whole range of products. What I really, really love are the wipes. Small, simple. I can pack them in my purse. My days are long. This way, if I'm feeling a little self-conscious, I can wipe any part of my body any time of day, and I feel fresh, and I don't have to worry about any of it. It's baking soda free, paraben free, pH balanced. Like I said, safe to use everywhere. Lumi Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, kind of like a mini body wash or the deodorant wipes that I was talking about, and free shipping. As a special offer for my listeners, new customers get $5 off a Lumi Starter Pack with code OVER50 at LumiDeodorant.com. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack when you visit LumiDeodorant.com and use the code OVER50. As you hear me say, sticking to a routine is really more important than ever, especially for me now that I have this new job. And a part of my routine is Vegamore. It's really for great hair, and it's a natural product. It's never been easier to get the results that I've been wanting. It's 100% cruelty-free, never formulated with potentially harmful chemicals like parabens or hormones. The results, great. The Grow Serum is just something that you can put into your hair, massage it in, you use it daily, and little by little, you start seeing those little hairs come in. So it really, really works. Vegamore makes it easy to stay consistent. When I sign up for the monthly subscription, I get 1 bottle, or you can even get 3 bottles sent. Plus, I save more. I never run low on the product, and I have to take care of my hair. Fun fact, Vegamore sells one bottle of Grow every 15 seconds on their website. So that just shows how good it is. Elevate your hair wellness routine this year with Vegamore. For a limited time, get 20% off your first subscription by going to vegamore.com/over50 and use code over50 at checkout. That's vegamour.com/over50. Code over50 to save 20% on your first order. vegamour.com/over50. Again, code over50. How is DFW compared to Houston? That is such a good question. I can't really say I have fully taken in the Dallas-Fort Worth area yet. I have just literally been going from home to work to home to work to home, and that's about it. So in that regard, I can tell you it's been fine and easy, and I've been door dashing a lot, so the restaurants seem good. But I am really, really looking forward to getting to know the area. I've been told about so many places to go see, and I'm excited to go see it. I have not had that time yet. I think honestly, I'm just settling. I'm moved in. I'm unboxed. I'm settling in here. Courtney's doing the same. We have our list of places where we want to go. And as that unfolds, I promise you that's going to be a part of the social media journey. If you follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, that's the fun stuff that I get to cover. Hey, let's go to the stockyards and check that out. Or hey, let's go here. Let's do that. Let's discover the area. I will bring you along for that ride. So I'm excited for it, but I am so unfamiliar with my new home at this point. Will you be on Dr. Phil? Good question. It's my understanding there's going to be a lot of crossover of the news staff showing up on Dr. Phil in related segments, and Dr. Phil showing up on our broadcast as well as it pertains to subject matter that we're covering. So there's going to be crossover there. I walk by, I see Dr. Phil all the time. We stop, we chat, we talk about different things. There's a shared story that Dr. Phil and I have back in 2004, and I'm gonna save it because I know they're gonna want to hold it for the morning news when we bring Dr. Phil on. But I've interviewed Dr. Phil in the past, and there's a funny story that coincides with that interview. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of back and forth along with other produced shows. There's going to be a lot of organic production taking place here at Merritt Street Media, and there will be a lot of crossover with that and the people who are going to be hosting shows and the different types of content. So excited for that. I think that's really, really important to have the shows speak to each other depending on the content and the subject matter and just to cross-promote everybody. Will you style yourself? You know it. I can't let go of that. I have been styling myself on air for 28 years, and I know me. I know my style. And I think what's really exciting is that morning news in general is looser. It's a little more casual, laid back. So there are opportunities for all things to be represented. The news anchor sheath dress, yes. A cool blazer, yes. But maybe, a little more button down, kind of slacks and shirt, or who knows, maybe jeans may show up. You never know. Stay tuned. But yes, I will be styling myself. Can we see your new place? Yes, in fact, Thursday. That YouTube video is a home tour. So again, I encourage you to watch YouTube for that. And if you are not subscribing to this channel, you don't want to miss a beat. So subscribe now. That's all I have to say. And then you'll be notified anytime I release a video. But that is Thursday's video. And I think you're going to be blown away by what you see and what a super cool find I found in this area. And yeah, Thursday. Number 10, was I looking for a new job? No. In fact, if you saw the YouTube video from last week, that was a big part of it, that this came out of the blue. I was not looking. I was very happy with what I was doing, being an entrepreneur. What I was doing was a full-time job in and of itself, doing YouTube, podcast work, social media, full on. Wasn't looking for anything. And this just completely came out of left field. So if you haven't heard that story, go check out last week's YouTube video where I break that fully down, and we'll provide a link to that as well. Will we have a live audience? I hope so. There is talk about that. It wouldn't be as big as Dr. Phil's audience because his whole set has that built-in framework. But yes, for a morning show, I think there are all kinds of opportunities to have an in-studio audience, maybe in a smaller capacity. So stay tuned for that, because if you're interested, I would love to have you, and we will definitely provide information on how to be a part of that when it comes available. Have I personally met Dr. Phil and or Robin? So as you know, I've met Dr. Phil several times. I haven't met Robin yet. I sat in on the first taping of Dr. Phil's show here, and it was incredible to see. Robin was there. So lovely. In fact, before that taping, there was a sort of staff meeting that took place here on the news set. And Dr. Phil greeted everybody and talked about just the energy and what they're wanting to do and create. And it was really just a team spirit kind of rally before they taped their first episode. And Robin was there, very loving and supportive, very jazzed, even said, she's never seen Dr. Phil this giddy. So he's so excited about this. And that energy was palpable in the taping of the show and just in the team spirit building that took place prior to the taping. Did I keep my wardrobe from my news days, or do I have to get a new one? I think I saved maybe 3 outfits. Maybe. I'm starting from scratch. I didn't think I was getting back in the news business. You've heard me say it a million times. No, never done. There was no point in hanging on to that wardrobe, so I donated it. I sold it. I got rid of it. I was done. I was trying to downsize my wardrobe, and now I'm going to have to start all over again. But I think, one thing I was doing toward the end of my anchor career, I was renting. A lot of the on-air people will rent from like Rent the Runway or places like that. So I'm going to explore ideas and opportunities to be able to get clothing that I don't have to keep, because the last thing I want to do is start stacking up my closet again with more sheath dresses in every color of the rainbow. So, yeah. Do you have your outfit picked out yet for the first show? And will there be a stylist? I don't have anything picked out for the first show. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of brainstorming about that, especially between me and my co-host, Fanchen Stinger, and just the team in general, what we're going to do. So I have no idea yet, but I'm excited on the brainstorming on that. And again, the stylist question, I don't know. I mean, there's talk about, we've been asking, is there hair, makeup? I've never had hair and makeup my entire career. I've always done it. And so now there's this really weird part of me that thinks, can I let go of that? I'm so used to doing it, and I know my face and I know my crazy hair and how, feisty it is. So can I turn the reins over? And that's a tough one, because it's two-pronged. I'm so used to doing it, I can do it quick. But at the same time, a lot of morning shows will have hair and makeup, and it's an opportunity while somebody else is working on you for you to get debriefed about the show. Any changes to the show you can go through, so you can actually work while people are working on you. So I don't know. I got to figure that one out. I really just need to find somebody I can trust, honestly, if they're bringing people in, to just let them do it so that I can do other things. Again, learning to relinquish control. It's a hard one, but I'm working on it. So here's a little secret. One of the first things I think about before I put on my news clothing is what kind of bra and shapewear I'm going to wear. You know why that's so important? Because I need to be comfortable. And you know what I've been using and loving lately. Honey Love. And there's a reason why the word love is in their product. It is the most comfortable bra and shapewear imaginable. And I want to remind you of something. For a limited time only, you can get Honey Love on sale, 20% off your entire order with our exclusive link, honeylove.com/over50. Support the show and check them out at honeylove.com/over50. Again, for me, it's the comfort. I absolutely detest underwires. I don't like back bulge. I want a nice, breathable, stretchable fabric. Honey Love is the absolute ticket for me. You ought to check out, again, shapewear for the lower body, soft bras, comfortable support for the upper body. Honey Love has you covered, literally. Treat yourself to the best bras and shapewear on the market. Save 20% off at honeylove.com/over50. Use our exclusive link. Get 20% off honeylove.com/over50. After your purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show. Tell them we sent you. Start the new year with confidence. Thanks to Honey Love. Hey guys, back again. This is not the first time I have spoken about Bon Charge. It's a holistic wellness brand with a huge range of evidence-based products to optimize your life in every single way. My favorite product from Bon Charge is their red light face mask. Of course, I use it. Look, at 56, I'm more interested in helping with the wrinkles and the fine lines. But I mean, if you have stuff like sore jaw, eczema, migraines, acne, scar tissue, I mean, it helps with a lot of different things. Red light therapy has been reviewed in more than 4,000 peer-reviewed studies, and these studies show amazing benefits and no negative side effects. It takes only 10 to 20 minutes each day. It is super, super easy to use. There's a 1-year warranty. It's taking advantage of the latest technology. Again, I have noticed a reduction in the fine lines and wrinkles. I've got younger looking skin and, even some acne flare-ups, which I've had here since my move just because of all the work. It has helped with that too. Bon Charge will ship worldwide in rapid time. 12-month warranty on all red light therapy devices. Just go to boncharge.com/over50 and use coupon code over50 to save 15%. That's boncharge.com/over50 and use coupon code over50 to save 15%. Will you still root for Houston sports? Yes, I will. I'm so proud of my Houston Texans and CJ Stroud. What an amazing kid, amazing story. They did so great this season, and I was so proud of them. So, come on, I've been in Houston since 1974. How do I let go of that? I just can't. But I'm if Dallas does well, that's awesome. But, my heart is still tied to Houston sports and teams and players and things like that. So, I will be an equal opportunity cheerleader. What time do you have to wake up? How will you deal with that adjustment? Ooh, that's a good one. I think I'm going to be waking up somewhere between the 4 and 5 a.m. hour. And thank goodness, rolling in here quick and getting busy. But that's going to be a huge adjustment. I will tell you this. When I anchored the morning news in Houston, we started early at 4:30 a.m. So I was up at 2:30. Doing my own hair and makeup and getting in by, 3:30. That was hard. This is different. This is a little more doable, but I was extremely strict with my bedtime and my routine. Back then, I would go to bed at 7 o'clock at night, and I had blackout shades, and I also put tin foil on the window because there could be literally no light coming in, and then earplugs. So yeah, I will just have to adhere to a routine, and I'm already mapping it out. I have to eat dinner by 6:30 at the latest, lights out by 9 o'clock at the latest, and then up to do my thing. And my day will start early. It will end relatively early. I figure by 11:30, 12 at the latest, I'm out of here at the latest. And then I've got to work on other content with podcast and YouTube videos. The good thing about YouTube videos is they can be shot anytime. I can shoot those on the weekend if I need to. So I will learn to manage my schedule well. And if I need to do a tutorial on a Saturday or a Sunday, then I'm happy to do that after I've had a good night's rest and gotten some exercise and, want to knock it out then. Is the Greece trip still on? Absolutely, yes. We are going to Greece the first week of October. Everybody who signed up for the Trova trip, that is happening. I am so excited about that. So yes, Greece trip's still on. We'll see if we can do future trips next year. There's a big announcement coming about another opportunity to be able to connect, something super exciting as well. You guys, when you hear about this next thing, you're going to be like, how in the heck are you going to do all this? How? Where there's a will, there's a way. It's going to happen. But there's some really cool, exciting things coming up this year, including the Greece trip. Does your show only air in Dallas? No, as I mentioned earlier, it's a nationwide show. So I will let you guys know how you'll be able to watch. It is not local content. This is not a Dallas morning news show. This is a national morning show. We will be talking about international and national issues on all fronts: news, lifestyle, health, wellness, family, all of it. So this is a national morning show. Who will be your co-host? Her name is Fanchon Stinger. Really, really, really neat lady. Really neat. She will be on the podcast. I'm so excited for you guys to meet her. Like-minded women. We have a lot of similarities. We have a lot of things that we both bring to the table that are unique and yet different and in line, and I just think she's such a dynamic co-host. I'm so excited for you to get to know her, as am I. She will be here February 7th. And then the last question, what made you change your mind about getting back into the news? Best question of all. That is because they are planning to do news very differently here. They are planning to do news the way news was designed to be done, and that is tell the truth. Steep it in fact. Have balance in your storytelling, both sides represented, and you decide where you align. The traditional rules of journalism are being brought back. It's why I got into the business in the first place. As you saw from last week's YouTube video, the removal of that modality is why I chose to leave the business. I just could not align with it and where it was headed. And to learn about how they want to do news here and what the vision is, the people behind it, and the fact that they said and encouraged me to continue to do what I do on my YouTube and podcast platforms, and that I wouldn't have to abandon that in order to do this, because that would have been a complete non-starter. I was not about ready to let go of this business, to let go of the work that we have created here. And I say we because this is about you and me. This isn't about me pushing information and content to you. This is about bringing you what it is that you want from me. So this is a reciprocal relationship, and I was not about ready to say goodbye to that in any way. So it's an add-on, it's a bonus, it was a no-brainer, and I'm excited to be able to do it all. And as I said in last week's video, the key for me is going to be figuring out the balance and the energy and the time to be able to do it all and to do it effectively. So I'm excited to learn how to figure that out. It's going to be a journey, as is anything in life. But, as I sit here and I think about, and I was thinking about this today as I was driving in to work, and just how, in 2018, I started to write Life Makeover. And my life was so, like, in a routine, in a system. And after that book was released, literally, my life has been through such a wild makeover. And little did I know that the words that I wrote in that book would be words that I would need for this journey. I am such a believer in the ability and the power of the reset. All the things that I talk about in the book, I'm like, yep, living that now. Yep, living that now. Yep, went through that. Yep, saw that come to fruition. If you like what you're hearing and seeing, first of all, I encourage you to subscribe early on YouTube. Leave a comment below if there's anything that you want to see from me. Now that you know this new journey, you may want to meet the people behind the scenes or have more questions or podcast content. I'm also excited because of this job and this opportunity. There's so many neat and interesting people who will come my way to be able to bring on the podcast and to get richer, broader content and people. So I'm looking forward to that. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to a podcast, please, I encourage you to rate, review, subscribe, and share me with those in your life. It's how it grows, and it's how this over 50 and flourishing community can get bigger and better. So thank you for being here, and I will see you next week. Bye. So here's a little secret. One of the first things I think about before I put on my news clothing is what kind of bra and shapewear I'm going to wear. You know why that's so important? Because I need to be comfortable. And you know what I've been using and loving lately? Honey Love. And there's a reason why the word love is in their product. It is the most comfortable bra and shapewear imaginable. Again, for me, it's the comfort. I absolutely detest underwires. I don't like back bulge. I want a nice, breathable, stretchable fabric. Honey Love is the absolute ticket for me. You ought to check out, again, shapewear for the lower body, soft bras, comfortable support for the upper body. Honey Love has you covered, literally. Treat yourself to the best bras and shapewear on the market. Save 20% off at honeylove.com/over50. Use our exclusive link. Get 20% off honeylove.com/over50. After your purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show. Tell them we sent you. Start the new year with confidence. Thanks to Honey Love.